Hi, I'm Joe Chili, weekday morning, 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us today on Buffalo on the Rise is Dr. Christian Milliotto from Western New York Pain Relief. Doc, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, you're always doing fine. Come on, come on. You know, your clinic kind of emphasizes non-surgical, non-surgical pain relief, things like this. Can you explain to us, that, when people think one of two things, you're old, we can't do anything about it, or we're going to jump right to surgery, that they should be asking themselves a second question or talking to you about that, right?
Yeah, so I kind of break it down like this to people. So pain is a complex issue, and you have to think about your symptoms. So anybody that's listening right now, if you have pain, think about where it is, and think about how long you've been dealing with it. So if you're somebody who, you've had x-rays or MRIs and you were told that you had disc herniations or bulges or stenosis or sciatica or nerve issues in your hands, legs, or feet. The problem with treatment is a majority of treatments are not targeting the root cause. And this is not the patient's fault. The patient is advocating for themselves. But medicine has evolved immensely, and the rest of the world needs to get on board, including the doctors that you're working with. Many times care ends up going to a pain management facility where they're giving you an injection and not explaining what it's for, or they're sending you to PT in Cairo and then maybe it fails and they discharge you and bring you back. You should be asking questions about why you keep doing the same thing. What's the definition of insanity? And in my clinic, we break that cycle. That's what we do. Our therapies are research-based. These things have existed for many, many years. And what I have simply done is I have gotten myself certified and fully invested in treating the most advanced disc and nerve disorders, and we give people their lives back, and we eliminate medications, and we eliminate surgical intervention in a majority of cases. I will always be honest with you about the severity, and we get you back to living your life again.
We've talked many times about regenerative therapies. What exactly does that mean? Well,
regenerative therapy in general is a very broad term. So when people hear regenerative, the first thing they might think of is stem cells. And here's the truth of the matter. Stem cells are something that we've done research on, but if you're dealing with neck or back issues, the research is just not there yet, And a lot of people who are in pain will seek and try almost anything, but it's a very, very expensive procedure with a very large chance that nothing occurs, okay? But when you're using regenerative treatment, there are therapies that can and do have research and FDA approval to deliver that. So for example, we have a specialized class 4 medical laser, and this therapy will target specific disc and nerve conditions, arthritis, inflammation, neuropathy symptoms, cellular damage, and they are designed to actually enhance healing. The Synexus that we use. This is a very, very special machine that delivers what's called cell signaling. We're actually helping your damaged cells that are telling you have pain function again. By getting that nerve cell to turn on and off, you have improvement in quality of life and function, a reduction of nerve pain, but a restoration to that damaged tissue. And the coolest thing about it, it doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or 88 years old. The body has the ability to heal. You need the right and proper treatment, and that's what we do.
All right. New pain relief therapies are being introduced all the time.
Yes.
How do you make a determination if or when you'll incorporate one of them?
So the biggest thing is understanding the patient. When you come in, I will tell you, and I mean it in all honesty, come in for your evaluation. You will learn more from me in an hour consultation than you have probably been told in even up to a decade of working with multiple doctors, because I take a look at everything. So I don't just look at your diagnosis. If you're dealing with nerve issues, I want to know why, I want to know where. If you have arthritis and you have inflammation and it's affecting your body, how is it affecting you? Is one leg not working properly? Have you lost function? Is it in the morning or at night? And when you introduce therapy or treatment, that is going to be customized to you. So depending on what we have to work on, we will implement the proper therapies. And then the biggest thing for me is, what are you taking that's masking your pain? Are you on steroids? Do you have diabetes? Do you have metabolic issues or circulatory problems? Pain medication doesn't treat nerve and disc disorder. It masks symptoms and drugs the brain. So I want to help restore that person's mental state, physical state, and emotional state.
All right, we want to stay away from the term cure.
Correct.
All right. So what would a successful patient outcome be for you?
Pain relief. and that could be complete pain relief. The thing about medicine, and this just applies to everything, you can't use the word cure. Okay, if anybody ever says, I guarantee, I can cure, I can do this, your surgeon doesn't say that, your primary doesn't say that, nobody says that, because medicine's not perfect. It's called practicing medicine. But when you treat a person, if you deliver the proper care, I will tell you, I have had people that have come into my office and they've walked out and told me I feel 100% pain-free. Does that mean your diagnosis on your medical data will ever change? Maybe not. But it doesn't mean that a person has to have pain, you know. When you're talking about nerve damage, I had a patient that I treated, Ernesto, great guy. I wrote him up a treatment plan for 20 treatments based on the clinical research for the nerve damage in his feet. In 12 visits, he looked at me and said, my numbness is completely gone, I'm 100% healed. What do I say to that, okay? Will I say I cured something? No, absolutely not. I am going to be honest and upfront with the patient, but that doesn't mean curing doesn't have to mean that the symptoms are gone, okay? Curing is something when you're talking about cancer or certain types of things where even then, that goes into a latent stage. When cancer goes away and it's cured, they always check to make sure it doesn't come back. And medicine is designed to help people improve quality of life and function, but the biggest thing I've seen is when people are dealing with disc and nerve issues or problems with their bones and joints, they're not getting treatment to treat them. They're getting things to manage them, and I want to change that for you.
Dr. Christian Milliotto, thank you very much. We appreciate that. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Western New York Pain Relief by calling 716-650-PAIN or go to buffalopainrelief.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Western New York Pain Relief. And don't forget to join all your favorite personalities, JP, Roger, Christian, Bobby O, and me, with classic oldies from the 60s and 70s on the Big Wack.